Hello friends, today we are going to continue chapter number 5, India's Heritage of Science and Technology, lecture number 4. Friends, in this chapter we discussed about the ancient science and technology. We discussed the meaning of science and technology. We discussed that what is science. Science means knowledge. Knowledge about any particular thing that is considered as science. Technology, that means the practical use of that particular knowledge is considered as technology. Friends, we discussed that both these words are different than each other, but still they are interrelated to each other. Knowledge is incomplete without proper technology. Same way, both these words, science and technology, are correlated. Friends, we discussed about ancient art of metallurgy, in which we discussed how lots of remains were found as the evidence that in ancient India the use of metals were made. We got lots of evidences like the idol of the female dancers, then the statue of Ram Darkar, the statue of Nataraj that is preserved in the museum of Chennai. Lots of such things shows us and gives the evidence of our ancient knowledge about metallurgy of our ancient scholars. Friends, we also discussed about India's contribution in the field of chemistry in ancient India. We discussed how Acharya Nagarjuna, the learned scholar of Nalanda University, he gave his contribution in the field of chemistry. He showed how allopathic medicine is also used with herbal medicines. Friends, lots of such things were found in ancient India by our ancient scholars. We also discussed about ancient medical science and surgeries, in which we discussed about the ancient scholars in the field of medical, that is Maharishi Charak, Maharishi Sushruta and Maharishi Vagbhata. All of them wrote different books related to medical science and surgery. Maharishi Charak wrote Charak Samhita, in which he discussed about 2000 medical herbs in his book. Maharishi Sushruta, he wrote his book Sushruta Samhita, in which he discussed about the various instruments used in medical for the surgery purpose. Friends, we discussed about the Vagbhata Samhita. Friends, these were such important books in the field of medical that even at the present time these are used as references for well-known doctors and in the field of medical. Friends, we also discussed in the previous lecture about India's contribution in the field of mathematics, in which we discussed how Aryabhatta discovered zero. Aryabhatta is known as the father of mathematics. We saw contribution of lots of mathematicians like Bodhgaya, then Bodhyana, then Medaditi. These all were the scholars who gave their contribution in the field of mathematics. Friends, now today we will discuss about ancient India's contribution in the field of astronomy and astrology. Friends, let us understand about astronomy of ancient India. Friends, when we discuss about astronomy of ancient India, it is said many works, that is, if we take this word related, many works, that is Grantha, we can say that is the Granth. Many works related, that is Granth related to astronomy have written in India. Many grants that is related to astronomy have been written in India. Ancient universities of India. If we talk about ancient universities of India, lead systematic, they did very systematic and deep study of astronomy. Ancient universities as well of India, they did a deep and systematic study related to astronomy. Indian scholars, if we talk about Indian scholars, study about planets and their movements. Ancient scholars studied about planets and their movements, constellations, about constellations, and other celestial objects in several mathematical conditions based, here it is said, based on this calculation, they made based on the calculation, these scholars made remarkable progress in the field of astronomy. They made remarkable progress in the field of astronomy. Here it is said, they also used to make several predictions. They also used to make several predictions based on the movements of the planets. Friends, here it is said that they also used to make several predictions that is based on the movement of the planets. हम जैसे कहते हैं कि हम ग्रह दशा कहते हैं, जैसे कि जो ग्रह है, ये प्लैनेट्स है, वो ग्रहों की हमारे जीवन पे क्या असर होती है, उसकी क्या इफेक्ट होती है, उसका प्रेडिक्शन, उसकी भविष्यवाणी, ग्रहों की जो मूवमेंट है उसके हिसाब से प्रेडिक्शन की जाती है. Here it is said, many words they have been written in India. Ancient universities, they made deep and systematic study about this astronomy. Indian scholars studied about the planets and their movements, constellations and other celestial objects in several mathematical conditions. Based on this calculation, they used to make remarkable progress. They used to make lots of predictions related to these movements of the planets. Here it is said, Aryabhatta made a remarkable contribution in the field of astronomy. Aryabhatta, the great mathematician, he made a remarkable contribution in the field of astronomy as well. As a result, when India launched its first satellite, it named it Aryabhatta. The first satellite was named on the name of Aryabhatta, that is Aryabhatta. He declared that the earth rotates on its own axis. He declared that the earth rotates on its own axis. He proved that the basic reason behind the lunar eclipse is the shadow of the earth. He proved, means Aryabhatta proved that the basic reason behind the lunar eclipse is the shadow of the earth. It is due to the shadow of the earth that this lunar eclipse is seen. So this was the contribution of our ancient scholar in the field of astronomy. Now let's learn about astrology. Now about the astrology of ancient India, or we can say the contribution of astrology in ancient India. Contribution of astrology in ancient India, we can say again that ancient universities made systematic and deep study of astrology. Same like astronomy, ancient universities also made systematic and deep study about astrology as well. Here it is said, as most of the thing is same like astronomy and astrology. Here same it is said. Indian scholars studied about the planets and their movements constellations and other celestial objects in several mathematical conditions. Based on these calculations, field of astrology. They used to make progress in the field of astrology. This is, friends, the same thing, just like astronomy in astrology as well. Again, they used to make several predictions based on the movements of planets. They used to make predictions. One of the great astrologer and astronomer, one of the great astrologer and astronomer, that is Varamihir. One of the great astrologer and astronomer, Varamihir, divided astrology into three sections. They divided astrology into three sections, namely Tantra, Hora, and Samhita. The great scholar Varamihir divided astrology into three sections: Tantra, Hora, and Samhita. Friends, here it is said that Varamihir wrote a book named Brihad Samhita. Varamihir wrote a book with the name of Brihad Samhita. This book gives information. These books give information about effects of the planets on man's future, how the effect of planets are seen in the man's future, his characteristics, various classes of animals, on how effect is seen on various classes of animals, the auspicious time of marriage, digging ponds and wells, making gardens, and also auspicious time of sowing, that wheat time. Varamihir wrote a book, Brihad Samhita, in which the detailed information about the planets and its effect is clearly seen. So friends, here we can clearly see about the ancient knowledge about astrology and astronomy. Now friends, let us learn about Vastu Shastra. Now friends, let us learn about Vastusastra. Again, very important part of this chapter, Vastusastra, and very important knowledge about ancient Indian knowledge about this Vastusastra. Vastusastra, if we talk about Vastusastra, it means the science of architecture. It means the science of architecture. Science means knowledge. It means the knowledge of architecture. It is the knowledge of architecture. Ancient India made tremendous progress in the field of Vastusastra. Ancient India made tremendous progress. India's knowledge and contribution, India's knowledge and contribution in Vastusastra is recognized and highly praised. It is also very highly praised by many countries of the world. This knowledge about Vastusastra is praised all over the world. Then here it is said that Brahma, Narad, Brihaspati, then Bhrigu, Vasishtha and Vishwakarma have made unique contribution in the field of Vastusastra. Brahma, Narad, Brihaspati, Bhrigu, Vasishtha and Vishwakarma. These were the ancient scholars in the field of Vastusastra, that is in the field of architect. Then here it is said that on the basis of the principles of Vastusastra, on the basis of the principles of Vastusastra, they gave the guidelines for constructing houses, temples, palaces, horse stables, then forts, storehouse of ammunitions, storehouse of ammunition, town planning, and also town planning. Based on the principle of Vastu Shastra, they gave the guidelines about the construction work, that how the construction should be done, about the temples, house, forts, palaces, storehouse of ammunition where the weapons were kept, horse stables, that is ashwashalas we can say, and lots of such things, that on which direction the door should be, which direction the windows should be, where the devasthan, that is, if we keep the prayer room in our house, on which direction it should be. These all principles were given in Vastu Shastra. Here it is said that Varamihir also discussed about Vastu Shastra in his book Brihad Samhita. Varamihir also discussed about Vastu Shastra in his book, that is Brihad Samhita. Later, in the 15th century, Rana Kumbha of Mewar made several improvements in the previous versions of Vastu Shastra. He made improvement in the previous versions of Vastu Shastra and revived it, and also revived it. Here it is believed that according to traditional belief, Vishwakarma was, or we can say Vishwakarma is considered the first architect of gods. Vishwakarma is considered as the first architect of gods. Then here it is said, he divided Vastu Shastra into 8 sections. He divided Vastu Shastra into 8 sections. Then in these sections, he provided detailed information. Related to Vastu Shastra, such as selecting a location, then shape, structure, planning of things, then the planning of temples, and Brahmasthan, planning of temples and Brahmastan, planning of dining room, bedroom, etc. Here it is said that Vishwakarma divided his Vastu Shastra into 8 sections, and in it he made detailed discussion about the same structure, planning of things, planning of temples, Brahmastan, and all these things were made in detail. As time passed, we have observed many changes in Vastu Shastra. As the time is passing, we have found many changes in this Vastu Shastra. Earlier, Vastu Shastra was explained with religious perspective only. Earlier, Vastu Shastra was explained with religious perspective only. But now it is looked at with scientific perspective also. Now it is looked with scientific perspective also, that this is not only important on the basis of religious matter, but also this Vastu Shastra is important according to the science as well. So friends, here we have discussed about the information of Vastu Shastra as well. Friends, here we complete the information about astronomy, astrology and Vastu Shastra. We learn about the other topic in our next lecture. Thank you friends.